Welcome back, everybody. It's the Hot and Fuzzy again, back in action to bring you the most honest gun reviews on YouTube. Today, it's the SCCY CPX-2 9mm. Let's get started.
The SCCY CPX-2 is a 9mm double-stack magazine-fed polymer-framed handgun offered to you by SCCY Industries. The company formed in 2003, and the first pistol that they introduced was the SCCY CPX-1. Now, this handgun offered a manual thumb safety, which the SCCY CPX-2 does not. This is replaced by the longer double-action trigger pull. And as you can see, it comes in a pretty nice box. When we take the top off of this box, the first thing that you're going to see is a small, basically a trigger lock. And this comes with keys that I'll show you later, and it's just a little cheap lock to make sure the gun's safe for shipment. The second thing that you're going to see is some extra magazine ends. These are curved so that they can contour to the fit of your hand better. And the gun also comes with a spent shell casing proving that it was test fired in the factory. It also comes with a nice manual, and they also like to show you the fact that they are a good American company and that they have great customer service, which can be backed up. As you can see, there are the little keys for the trigger lock. And it also comes with an extra magazine. You're going to find 2 magazines in the box. And they come with just the flat ones on, but I've actually put the curved ones on the end of one of these magazines. The handgun itself comes in this nice little package right here. You can see that it's a pretty well constructed handgun. It's polymer framed, it's pretty lightweight. It's a pretty good handgun in terms of feel overall, and right there on the side it says that it is made in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's good to know that they're an American made company, in my opinion. It kind of helps. Magazine releases on the side. First thing you want to do before you clean it is drop the magazine. Of course, make sure it's clear. I'm going to show you guys how to clean this handgun. Disassembly. First thing you want to notice is this little pin on the side. All you need is a 9mm casing to take it off, and you pull that little tiny pin out. See it right there. Now you're just going to want to drop the slide and slide the front of the slide off of the bottom receiver of the gun. And the first thing you'll notice is how lightweight the bottom half of this gun is. It's very, very lightweight. And you can see there the recoil spring in there. All you're going to need to do is push forward with a little bit of force, and that should pop out nice and easily. And then after you do that, all you have to do is just pull the barrel right out of the handgun, and you are ready for cleaning, and that's full disassembly of the handgun. And in order to, and you can actually see right here, it has a full rifled barrel, pretty good grooves on the rifling. You can tell that it's, going to grab onto that bullet pretty well when it goes down the barrel. The slide is made out of 416 stainless steel, very high quality for considering the price. It is striker fired, as you can see right there, much like a Glock is. Very well construction, and the sights on this thing are very, very nice. Comparable to, much more expensive handguns in this category. And in order to put the handgun back together, all you have to do is reverse the process. Very, very simple disassembly and reassembly for cleaning. This handgun is very nice. It's lightweight, and it reminds me a lot of a Glock in some ways. It's very light. When you look at the bottom half of it, all the weight is actually in the slide. And I'm going to show you one little trick that's going to help you with reassembling of this firearm. All you have to do, once you get all that slide back together, is just slide it back onto the rails of the lower part of the firearm. And then you're going to want to lock the slide back, and you're going to see you're going to need to move the barrel a little bit, and there's going to be a hole there that's going to appear. You have to line it up pretty well, and then you can, once you see that hole all the way through, you can slide that retaining pin back through. This is the more tricky part of the reassembly process. And then once you do that, the gun is done and ready to fire. So let's take this thing out to the range and see how it does.
Okay, so now that I've showed you a little bit about the handgun, we're going to move on to a little bit of practical shooting. One thing to note about this handgun is it comes with two different magazines. The one that I was using in the intro there has a curved bottom so you can better grip your pinky finger to help you grip on to the gun, not rise as much. I'm going to fire a couple of magazines here. The first one I'm going to do is the one with the flat magazine. We're just going to fire at a few targets over here. Got a jug of water, some old tomatoes, some just cool targets like that. Then I might see if I can ding those plates up at 100 yards. So let's see what we can do. Load it just like any other handgun. It reminds me so much of like a Glock 43, just that small Glock-like polymer frame design. It's really cool, and it's striker fired like one. It's pretty neat. So let's get started. Lock's open on the last round fired. I'm going to drop the magazine. And now I'm going to shoot the one with the curved end. I'll show it to you here. See how it's curved like that? You can actually grip onto it a little bit easier like that. So let's see if I can hit those plates at 100 yards, shall we? First I'm going to take out those tomatoes though. They're looking at me kind of funny. Alright, see if we can go out to 100 yards, see if we can hit anything. Glasses are fogging up on me there at the end, but it's definitely slinging them in there accurately. I'm going to do a 5-round grouping here really quick, so I can show you guys the actual, real good accuracy of this handgun. It's actually pretty accurate. One thing to note about this gun does not have a manual safety. There's no safety on this anywhere. I'll go ahead and check it, make sure it's clear. Drop the magazine. This gun actually has a pretty stiff trigger. It's about 8.5 to 9 pounds, and that's considered the safety for this handgun. If you can see here, I'll bring it up, make sure it's clear. As you can see, there's nothing in there at all. I'm going to pull the trigger. You can just see how long that trigger pull is. See how long that is? And that's one thing that I can say I had to get used to about this handgun. It does take a little bit of practice to get that click right where you want it and not, pull yourself up, down, or side to side. It takes a little bit of practice of getting used to, but it's definitely not bad. I've gotten used to it, so we're gonna showcase that here in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead, set up a target, do a 5-round group for you from about 15 yards away. So let's do it. All right, so now we're gonna move on to about a 10-yard accuracy test. And I want to go ahead and say, I didn't mention this earlier, I am shooting some pretty cheap ammunition out of this thing today. It is actually the Herder's brass cased 115 grain stuff. Pretty much the cheapest stuff I could find at Cabela's, but it's brass case and it works pretty good. You can see there. And that's part of the thing I want to learn about this gun. Is it accurate and can it shoot cheap ammunition? Because I'm not the richest guy in the world and I like to shoot cheap ammo. So I've got a shoot and see target down here. I'm going to put 5 rounds into it. I'm going to hold dead center. See how good I can do. Let's just see. Here we go. Now bear in mind, I'm not the best handgun shooter in the world, and I'll be the first to tell you that. But let me get that target. Let's take a look at it. All right, so here's the target. You can see we got all 5 on the paper at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna chalk that down to my bad shooting. The gun is actually very accurate whenever I've had other people, shoot it. Like I said, that double action trigger pull is a little bit to get used to. But once you get used to it, you can see when I bared down, I could actually hit the targets out there relatively easily. And you know, for home defense or everyday carry, it's pretty good. So let's move on. Alright, so before we close this video out, I want to do a little bit of a reliability test on this thing. I'm going to burn 20 rounds of this cheap Herder's ammo through it as fast as I can. I honestly haven't had very many malfunction with this gun. I fired over 600 rounds through it, and the only malfunction I can remember was I had a stovepipe, and that was running, I believe it was the Herder's total nylon jacket aluminum cased rounds. So what do you expect? It's actually been pretty reliable. It's got good sights on it, you know, very Glock-like in the way it feels. I'm going to see how it does. Let's go for it. 20 rounds as fast as I can pull the trigger. Here we go. All right. Tactical reload. Here we go. Whoop. One got away from me there. But as you can see, fired all 20 of those rounds, or 19 I should say. Fired all of those 19 rounds with relative ease. No failures. Gun handled fine. I do want to say this. This gun does have a little bit more bulk to it than say like a Ruger LC9 does, and I've shot the LC9 quite a bit, and this gun has way less muzzle flip. It's, like I said, it's very comparable to like a Glock 43 in the way it feels and everything, but they also have these double stack magazines, which I really like. That allows you to get, you know, more ammunition in a smaller space. So let's go ahead and finish this video off. Alright guys, so to finish this video off, is the SCCY CPX-2 a piece of junk? No, it's actually not. I really like the handgun. I've done a lot of shooting with it. I've shot a lot of different ammunition out of it. It's fairly accurate if you get someone who can of course shoot a handgun better than I can. I don't claim to be a world-class shooter or anything like that. But once you get past the double action trigger, you know, it locks open. It feels a lot like a gun that would be considerably more expensive than this thing is. These things hover around $250. So you can get a brand new polymer framed handgun that is basically like a Glock. It's striker fired, very easy to take down. I highly recommend this handgun if you're wanting something to, you know, carry for self-defense and you don't want to spend all the money and you like the 9mm cartridge. I've so far tested it with hollow points, and every type of hollow point I've ever shot through it has done good. I've used Corbon hollow points and Spear gold dots. They both function through it flawlessly. So I recommend the SCCY CPX-2. If you can get past that atrocious trigger pull, I recommend it. I really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. And did you see that cannon over there? If you want to see a video with that in the future, shoot that down in the comments below too. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.